Last season, I made my first ever grand finals with a duo named Piggle, and everybody expected us to stick together this season because we did so good in the last one, but we aren't. I've been getting so many comments saying what the heck happened with you guys. So in this video, we're gonna talk about that, talk about why I moved across the country, and talk about what the plans are going forward. So let's start out by talking about what happened with Jiggle. Team Piggle and Jivan, man. We were goated together, and I would have totally played again. But Piggle, he was the one that dropped me. I've been getting so many comments, they're like,
Jivan, why would you drop Piggle? Are you stupid? What are you doing?
But no, he dropped me, and for good reason. I kind of figured that he was going to. Last season, we made grands without scrimming a single time. We never practiced, we just showed up to the tournaments and did our best, which worked out for us. But Piggle, after making grands, wanted to see if he can go full on tier 1 pro and start top 5ing in grands, because that could be worth a lot of money. And after making grands with me, maybe, you could find a tier 1 pro. And a lot of you guys are probably like, well, Jivan, if Piggle wants to scrim, why don't you just scrim? I honestly probably would have, but I don't really have that much time. Something you guys need to know is tournaments and YouTube from those tournaments, that's like a very small part of my business. The main part of my business is the game design, building games in Fortnite. That's where like 99% of my money comes from, so obviously I need to prioritize that. But also, like, not gonna lie, I do not like scrimming at all. I used to like scrimming when arena was a thing, but now with the pub loot and the lag in those servers, it's just miserable. I feel like anytime I scrim, I'm wasting like 5 hours of my day. You're just waiting in long queues, and then half the time you're just dying to lag. So yeah, long story short, I have other priorities. Piggle really wants to make it in competitive. I'm gonna keep playing tournaments, but I don't want to put in that kind of time. But yeah, at the end of the day, I hope that Piggle finds somebody crazy and pops off in FNCS. Who knows, bro? Maybe we'll run it again in the future, but I found a crazy duo for this season. Hopefully it works out. I got high hopes, bro. We're making back-to-back grands. Oh yeah, but by the way, there was literally no beef. I've seen some people talking about like, oh, there must be some crazy beef that they're not playing together after making grands. If you guys know me at all, bro, I don't beef with anybody other than Ken Beans because he just smells really bad. Another big thing that happened over the last few months, and it could be another reason why Piggle and I aren't duoing, I moved away from 0 ping. So now I'm on like 30 to 40 ping in tournaments. And holy crap, bro, you guys in the comments have been going ballistic over this. I get so many comments that are absolutely mind blown by the fact that I didn't buy a house in Texas. They literally think that 0 ping is life or death. If you don't have 0 ping, you might as well just not even exist. That's what these people in the comments think. But let me tell you why I moved away from 0 ping. I was only there for a year. Like, I moved from PA to Texas, and I moved there for 1 year. I might have stayed longer, but something happened last year. One of my best friends died, and I was like kind of awakened to the fact that there's more to life than Fortnite, guys. Once that happened, I realized a lot of things. First off, I gotta be around the people that I care about the most while they're here, My parents are in PA, all my high school friends that I'm really close with are in PA, so I wanted to get back near them. Over the past 4 years, like, I've been no-lifing work. I'm talking 12 to 16 hours a day of coding, making YouTube videos, scrimming, all that stuff. And over the past few years, like, I have not been hanging out with my friends at all. But after that happened, I had to get back home, and I'm taking some of my time now to put to my friends and family. Reason number 2, my dog Pluto, who is sitting right next to me. This little guy has the craziest anxiety when I leave him alone at home. So even if I was just going to the grocery store across the street, I would come home and he would be like hyperventilating. I rescued him from a shelter a year and a half ago, and they said that he was left in a garage abandoned. So it makes sense that he has some anxiety when he's left alone at a house. But because of that, when I was in Texas, I barely went out at all. There were a lot of times where I wanted to go out, but I was afraid of leaving Pluto alone and coming home to him just like fully freaked out. If he was just lonely, like, okay, that's fine. Dogs can be alone at points. But I like actually am genuinely concerned leaving him alone for too long. He might have like a seizure or something. I don't know. I've come home where he's like reverse sneezing, hyperventilating, can't hardly breathe, and his tongue is just hanging out of his mouth. So long story short, I wanted to move back to PA because I have a lot of friends and family here that can watch him, and he loves being around them. So double whammy. And so those 2 reasons alone are good enough for somebody to move back home. But a lot of you guys were like, well, dude, your job is playing tournaments. Don't you want to be in 0 ping? And the truth is, like I said earlier, I make a mass majority of my money doing game design, building the games in Fortnite. For Forever Zone Wars, Forever Box Fights, all those maps. And it's like a full-time job, dude, because every single update, Fortnite breaks our games. So not only am I spending the time building the games, but I also have to spend constant time fixing the games as well. So it's a full-time job on its own, and it's honestly my #1 priority. I'm still gonna be playing tournaments and all that stuff, but I didn't feel the need to stay in 0 ping because it's just not as important to me. But don't get me wrong, you know, I'm so grateful for all the support on YouTube. It was my dream since I was 12 years old to do YouTube. But something else that you guys should know about me is in college, I studied game design. I've always had a passion for being creative, working on games, game strategy, stuff like that. So when Fortnite announced UEFN and paying creators for making maps, it was literally a dream come true. I already had a Fortnite audience, I love Fortnite the game, and to be able to build games in Fortnite and get paid for it was a dream come true times 10. So those are the reasons I moved back to PA. I think you guys can understand it, but I wanted to make this video just to explain things because I've been getting bombarded with questions and people have been judging me like crazy. Like, well, why would you move away from 0 ping? If they still think that after this, then they're just delusional. The last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is what are my plans going forward? I touched on it earlier. Yes, I am going to still be making YouTube videos, playing in all the tourneys, and I'm gonna try to get more active on this channel as well. I took a little break when I was moving because, dude, things have been crazy while moving. Like, I don't want to even get into it, but it's been busy. Anyways, I'm staying active on both my channels. That's the goal. I have tons of crazy ideas for maps coming out over the next year as well. Like, you guys don't even know. We're gonna be changing the game. We're also just gonna keep on updating old maps like Forever Zone Wars. We have some big plans to update it over the next year as well. So all that's gonna be going on, but at the same time, I'm gonna be making sure that I take care of myself, my family, see my friends, and step away from the business side of things just a little bit because you guys don't even understand. Over the past 4 years, I've been no life in this. And I've come a long way because of that, but now, you know, I have an editor, I got map making partners, graphic designers, all these people that are helping me out. Shout out to them. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. If you guys have been following me for a while, you probably already know this, but I used to be super into painting in college, and in my new house, I got a painting studio, so I'm gonna start trying to get back into that, maybe open up an art store or something. I low-key am gonna try to think about even starting up like an art streaming channel because I think that could be a vibe, low-key. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I hope I answered your guys' questions. I'm going to be doing my best to stay active, stay good at competitive, so don't you worry. The higher ping isn't even a problem. And who knows, maybe I'll go visit Ken at his new place in Texas. But yeah, guys, more content on the way, so stay tuned. Don't forget to try out the creative maps down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.